Hello and welcome to another video. So today I don't really have anything planned as in special decks or anything like that. So we're probably just going to play a few games with a deck or two here. Probably just go with something like Forest Aggro, which I have done a video on recently. We'll just play a little bit. And since I'm making most of these videos in advance, that's why I don't really have any ideas right now, because I've made a fair few recently. Alright. Plus, this will give me time to sort out new videos for you guys. So we might just talk a little bit about the Shadowverse meta, different cards, and things like that. So at the moment, the meta is really sitting around something like Rune, Storm Dragon, and Forest. That's probably the top 3 decks, which are sitting at tier 1. And we're just pretty much going to talk about my own personal experiences with those decks, against those decks, sort of thing. So for the most part, I don't see many of those decks. Storm Dragon I've seen a fair bit lately, but that's only because it recently become tier 1. A lot of people have been trying to play it. Not the best cycle. With Rune, that's been strong pretty much since the beginning of the latest expansion. I see the bigger problem being Levi and Piercing Rune. A lot of people want to point the finger at Daria, but I think Levi Piercing Rune combination to clear, you can clear 3 things easily with it without even worrying. And if you end up with more than 1 Piercing Rune, you easily can clear 4 or 5 things. And have at least a 4-2 beat stick on the board usually. And that's by what, turn 4, turn 5? For like 3 cost, 4 cost range. It's really cheap removal and easy to do. And that was an easy game. Wow. But Daria is strong. Independently, it is strong. The being able to cycle a full hand off pretty much nothing is amazing. And I can definitely see where people have a problem with it. I have a couple of ideas that could fix it, but then you're probably just going to break the card anyway, and it'll probably be quite useless. The only option I can think of is drop the spell boost cost down or the draw cost down, one or the other, or both to a reasonable degree. So you drop draws to say 4 and spell boost to 4 or something, and that will kind of nerf it, but you can't nerf it any other way other than maybe upping the cost to above 10 or something, making it harder to actually get out on the spell boost. Something like that might work, but I don't see them nerfing it. I see them just waiting for the next expansion and coming up with more ways to counter it. Not a bad hand off this. And then Storm Dragon, quite a new deck to the meta. I've played against a few of them, and it is quite strong. It can deal a hell of a lot of damage really quickly due to the ramp. But I haven't got enough information to know which card's more broken than others overall. I think it's mainly because they've got the heal, gain play point, draw a card. That's an insane amount of value for 1 card. I think that makes a really big swing turn. And then we've also got Forest, which is what I'm playing right now. There are a few different variations of the Roach Forest deck. I've got a couple already on my channel. If you guys haven't checked those out, you can go check them out. But it's just strong due to the Roach OTK. You know, you can deal 18 to 20 damage off the Roaches on their own. And because there's so many ways to gain them to your hand, using Goblin Mage, Fina to get a Goblin Mage, and being Roach at 2, it's really, really easy to draw them. They're just my basic views on these. All of these come down to my personal experiences and opinions, so you guys may differ. Especially if you're sitting up in Masters or above, like AA0, which is where I'm at the moment. I'm very close to AA1. I find it's a lot different to the the A set of rank I was in before. You see a lot of variation in the style of deck. so we're going to probably aim for the Rocho TK at the moment. But yeah, so that's my brief overview of the meta at the moment as of making this video. I don't see a big shift coming anytime soon. And by the way, with the Transcendent Witch or whatever it is, which is the, what is it, D shift with Merlin, it's pretty much the same problem. Levi is the strongest kind of tech for it. It just destroys everything. If Levi wasn't there, or Piercing Rune wasn't so cheap, I don't think it'd be as good. Especially since most of the cards come out last expansion. This is going to be bad for me. This is why Rune is so strong. You literally just saw why it was so strong. With the Levi, Crimson Sorcery, Piercing Rune, all of those cards. I was tempted to go with Fortune Hunter, but I think Fairy Princess is just fine.
The forest is crying for help. You're done for.
I hope they can't clear me.
Elder Tree, life lasts but an instant. Let's play.
Because I've got them at a low enough health total, this should work. Who knows? So, I plan on also doing some card spotlights at some point. I'm thinking of starting on those soon. It's just I have to put a lot more work into those sort of videos. So I've got to write down ideas and different things. So expect some of those in the future. I might actually line up a few and do them on the side and have them come out when I'm going away next month, which I think would be a good way to do this because I can kind of make them in between normal videos and then have those as a backlog ready to go. Alright, this is fine.
Beautiful, powerful, and cute to boot. It won't be long now.
Okay, so
I'll blow you away.
we can go for a pretty good combo here, I reckon. I bring the health down just a little more. Alright.
With a bang and a
Alright, so Daria comes down this turn. That should be fine. They're probably just going to trade the 2-2 off. I'll probably just ram the 1-1 into the Daria. Double fairy, single fairy, goblin mage, and triple roach should be enough damage, I think. So what's that? 3, 4, 5, 9, 12. I think it's actually one short. That might be really bad. Alright, I'm going to need a 1-drop spell. I think that's important here. Wow. Rune is one of the few classes that has so much removal in it that it's hard to compete, and now they've gained a lot of followers to go with it. It's really hard. I'm trying to think of the best way to deal with this. If I do play the triple roach, I do get a pretty good combo, but it's going to kill me next turn anyway, so it's not going to matter. I've got to go for it. I've got to go all in, don't I? I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have enough damage, though. One extra is not going to make a difference because that will just go to 4. Well, actually, that's already at 3. Yeah. And this one will go to 4. And that one goes to 5. Which is literally 1 damage short, isn't it? And there is no way I can trade and win. Well, that was very close. If I only had one more turn to set up or one more space, I would have been fine. I needed a Nature's Guidance or something. Alright. So I hope that my insight into the meta a little bit helps. I don't really know what you could do to tech against it other than play those 3 classes on their own. Seems to be the only way you really can compete is to join. Aggro Shadow's been doing pretty well, but I don't think it's consistent enough. So that's not really a great option. But I'm sure you guys have opinions, so make sure to leave those in the comments or tweet me over at Twitter, which is linked in the description. There'll also be the deck list for this deck in the description, because why not? And we'll leave it there for today. And hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.